Hi, this is Larry at Computer Advantage. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about two things, primarily the Lacie or Lacie, depending on how you pronounce it. I've heard it both ways. But anyway, the Lacie P9227. The Lacie P9227 hard drive is a slim external portable hard drive designed to be plugged in to a USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 port on your computer. Of course, we sell Apple computers primarily, so I'm going to be plugging it into a 15-inch MacBook Pro. When you get this out of the box, it is just in a really nice, attractive enclosure. This particular one has only the USB-C connection on one side. That's the only port that you actually see on this external hard drive. And then it comes with both cables. It comes with the USB-C connection. It also comes with a cable for the standard USB-A that will plug into an older computer that only has USB-A ports. This particular device is really handy for two things. First being Time Machine, and that's the other thing that we're going to talk about just a little bit today. Time Machine has been built into Macintosh computers for many, many years at this point and is the easiest, most convenient way to back up your Mac. This particular drive that we're looking at is 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes is a decent amount of storage. What I would recommend doing is taking a drive like this and splitting into 2 partitions. Basically, with 2 separate partitions, you can easily have a full terabyte for your Time Machine backup, which is perfect for me. My MacBook Pro is a 256 gigabyte hard drive. And then the second partition is just for raw storage and regular usage. I can have an external library for editing in Final Cut Pro or editing video in iMovie. And I can also have just external storage for pictures and just raw video footage, just things that I don't want to take up a ton of space on my computer. So that's the primary purpose of having this hard drive. When I plug it into the computer, the way I have it set up right now is I have some video footage on it, and then I also have an external iMovie library on it. So what I can do with that is move files back and forth. I was able to move 12 gigabytes. That's a decent amount of video footage from the external device to the laptop in under 2 minutes. That's a pretty fast data transfer speed. I was also able to edit a video that had multiple transitions and some 3D text and stuff of that nature. 8 to 10 minute video editing on the external device, and it worked out really, really well. So let's take a quick look at how the editing looked in iMovie, editing on the external library on this Lacie drive. The location of this library is on the Lacie external hard drive. So that's where these files actually are. That's where they exist. So this is just some videos that we had done at some point. So from this view, I've got projects in here that I've started editing. We can always create a new project. Library, external, which means it's going to be on that external hard drive. And I've got, just some different media files available. And I can let's just stack a bunch just so that we can kind of see how this works. And you can see that they load quickly down in the timeline, and even the scrubbing works. This is 100% on the external drive through USB-C. So it's actually pretty quick. If I want to even let's get to the end of my project and just like add a new background or something. I don't know, a gradient. We'll add that here, drag it out so that we're over there. Let's add just a title over this. This is a title with a little bit of graphics. Call our title Lacie hard drive, and it will actually render. We can export the file. Going to be approximately a gigabyte to export. We can actually save it on the external device. So it's rendering from the external device to this device. Couple of videos stacked, a little over 7 minutes of video. We'll just call it test 1 through 3, and we'll just see how long this takes. So currently, Time Machine is running its backup to the Lacie external. We are rendering video from the external. Notice the scrubbing still working. And we're rendering it to the external drive. So this USB-C port's really getting a workout as far as data transfer goes. So it looks like a minute remaining. Share successful. And let's also take a quick peek at Time Machine, how that actually looks and how that can function on your Macintosh computer. When this is plugged in, if you want to do 2 partitions, you can do that in Disk Utility. You can see we have 2 partitions set up. This is our P9227 Slim external hard drive here. We have a 1 terabyte partition that I just named File Storage, and then we have another partition that is just named Time Machine that is just under a terabyte. Basically, it can't use all of the space because it has to write some files and kind of know what's going on, so to speak. But essentially, half the disk is going to be for file storage, half the disk is going to be for Time Machine. So as soon as that's done, Time Machine comes up and says, do you want to use this to back up with Time Machine? If we're going to use this for Time Machine, we just select Use as Backup Disk. At that point, it is good to go. Everything pretty much happens automatically. The checkbox is here that just says backup automatically. And everything that it's going to do, local snapshots, hourly backups for 24 hours, daily backups for up to a month, and then weekly backups for all the previous months. So as long as you're using Time Machine, you will always have a point in time to go back to and find files that you may accidentally delete or need, which is really, really convenient. The other convenient thing about Time Machine is the idea that you can restore. If you lose your Mac, or if you have a failure, logic board failure, hard drive failure of something of that nature, you can restore your Time Machine backup to a new Mac, or to your Mac once your Mac is repaired, a new hard drive or whatever, from the Time Machine backup, and you don't lose any settings or any files. It is super easy and super amazing. We highly, highly recommend that everybody uses a Time Machine backup. On the desktop, you can see that the file storage partition shows up, and the Time Machine partition shows up with the Time Machine logo. So that is a quick look at the Lacie external 2 terabyte slim drive. As always, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, and feel free to message us if there are any questions.